And ahead, one of the most popular podcasts on iTunes originates right here in a comic book store.
Michael Jai White is here as well.
And just sort of as a frustrated reaction, I was like, damn it, I'm just going to do a podcast.
Behind the scenes at the Nerdist, coming up.
All right, attention, all you would-be internet broadcasters. If you've got a microphone and you've got a computer, you can become a podcaster. Although it does take a ton of talent to grab the audience's attention over on iTunes.
I'm sorry to jump on you, but that's just incredible. And tonight, Dave Malkoff introduces, look at me, introduces you to the Nerdist. There it is. Take a look.
This comic book store isn't a movie theater. It's not a radio station either.
How many people have actually seen Black Dynamite? Oh, everyone's seen it. That's hilarious. You're just, yeah, but I haven't seen it in a comic book store.
But in this changing media world,
I just took this over a couple days ago.
it's all three. Chris Hardwick hosts Web Soup. And I'm sure you probably remember Jenny McCarthy more than you remember Chris from Singled Out.
And this is going to be the sort of base of operations.
These days, he's busier than ever.
Are we ready to start the Black Dynamite panel?
With the Nerdist podcast.
Michael Jai White is here as well.
The day we stopped in at Meltdown Comics, Chris and his buddies were nerding out over Black Dynamite.
Right.
If you haven't seen it, well, you should.
Man, I got this idea of this, like, lost 70s movie.
Last year,
Of the '10, February of '10, yeah.
the Nerdist didn't even exist as a podcast.
And then I was up for a really big job, on a big television job for something, and I really thought it was going to work out. And then at the last minute, it didn't. And just sort of as a frustrated reaction, I was like, damn it, I'm just going to do a podcast.
Chris, over here on the other side of the table.
So we're here in a comic book store. This
Yeah.
is all nerdy stuff. Is your podcast about this stuff, or is it about comedy nerds?
Well, it's more about, I mean, there are the superficial qualities of being a nerd, which could be whether or not you like Star Trek, whether or not you like Star Wars, or, you know, whether you read the Sandman comic or whatever. But really, I think the true quality of being a nerd is someone who can obsess about something to a microscopic level.
Like low-budget comedies. And with hundreds of thousands of like-minded nerds out there, Chris Hardwick is now part of a media world turned upside down from just a few years ago.
No, a real job is one where a big company hires you and they tell you what to do. So it's bizarre that I can screw around with a couple of my friends, and that's a thing.
Now keep in mind, there are countless podcasts out there on iTunes, but Chris, a stand-up comic by trade, is breaking through the clutter and finding an audience in the top 30, right between Joe Rogan and All Songs Considered.
I mean, really, for me, it's mainly about driving people to live shows. The podcast has replaced the comedy album for stand-ups.
Just one other way the old guard is falling.
Steep drop-off. Steep drop-off.
Up here, above the comic book store.
Like, why is there a mannequin next to a giant Santa? I don't know, but there it is.
In Hollywood, Dave Malkoff, KTLA 5 News.
Yeah, who knows, huh? Vera's here with weather. Now, going to be kind of a yucky weekend out there.